Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little different from what I normally do. I'm going to be showing you a trade recap because loads of people have DM'd me on Instagram asking for it. So if you guys really like this type of content or want to see more of the trades actually taking a live market, please let me know down below and I'll try my best to make it happen. But yeah, without wasting any more time, let's get into the actual video. Okay guys, for this trade recap and maybe all my trade recaps going forward, I'm going to use FX replay to show you guys the trades because TradingView is really not that good when it comes to replaying trades that you've done in the past. So like we always do, even backtesting, we start from the daily, determine our daily bias, and if you look, our daily bias is nothing short of bullish. Also, for the people who've been asking me to make a daily bias video, I've got one coming out for the end of this week, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so we mark out a daily high, previous day's high, which shows us we are going to be bullish because we closed above this previous day's high, so we're bullish. This is the day we're trying to predict what the bias is going to be on. So look at this previous day. So we're aiming bullish, we know that. So on the 4 hour, we really have to ask ourselves one question, and that's where can we buy from? Whenever you're on the 4 hour looking, for your top down analysis, the 4 hour should be the area where you're asking where can we buy from, where can we sell from? Because the 4 hour really gives you loads of ideas into your trading day. So the first thing my eye was drawn to for a buy, because our daily bias is bullish, was this fair value gap down here. So I'm just going to mark that up and call it fair value gap. So what I was hoping for, spoiler alert, this isn't what played out, but this is what I was hoping for. I was hoping for a price to push it into this fair value gap, give us a nice clean textbook entry somewhere in here, and we take it long to previous day's high. However, like I always preach in my backtesting videos, you have to have an open mind. So when I'm looking for buys, when I know the daily bias is very clear, I look for one of two things. I look for price to push down into a higher time frame POI before I look for my longs, or I wait for price to sweep Asian sessions low, which is what happened in today's case. So going on to the 1 hour, I was just really asking myself, both on the 4 and the 1 hour, where can I buy from, where can I buy from? 1 hour didn't really give me anything as important as the 4 hours, so I just really brushed the 1 hour for my analysis. So literally all I had left to do was to come down to the time frame which I was planning on executing on, which is the M5 or the M15, and just wait for price to get into this area before I make a decision, or wait for price to sweep Asian sessions low, which we see was right here. So I'm just going to mark up Asian sessions low for you. This is 8 o'clock already, so I think that's the kind of that even swept it. So I'm going to play it forward. So we've seen the sweep at 8 o'clock on the dot. So now I've told myself, any buy that I see here, that's my setup, that's valid for all the 5 rules we look for, I'm willing to take it. However, I also told myself that I would love to see price come into this area first before I see my setup, but it is not a necessity. And I want you guys to get that down. It is not a necessity. You don't need to see it. However, what I would say about the fair value gap is, let's just say we take this trade and it ends up as a loss. If price then pushes down into this fair value gap, and then goes off for a buy, you could have that in your reflection on your trade and what you learned from it. Obviously, one trade is not enough to come to a conclusion, but if you see it happen across a series of trades, then you know that maybe it's better for you to wait for price to go into the higher time frame POIs before you actually take your setup. So literally that was all it was. Yeah, so playing it forward, let's see, price swept the lows one more time before we saw it shot up, and I believe this was my entry right here. So if you guys look for all the 5 things we normally look for, so we had a liquidity sweep of this low, not Asian sessions low. Asian sessions low was swept, but for my setup forming, I just needed a low to be swept. So we had a liquidity sweep here. So that's LQ sweep. We had a break of structure or chalk, whatever you want to call it. Chalk right here. So that's 2 out of the 5 things we need already. We had 2 fair value gaps in the move that caused this chalk. That's 3 for the fair value gaps. The 4th one is there's no fair value gaps in our stop loss. If you look, for ages there's no fair value gaps, which let me know that this was going to be a higher probability setup. And the 5th one was that this order block was unmitigated. So this is the order block here. Maybe I might say, okay, it says daily order block, but it's just a 15-minute order block. So that was all 5. So technically this trade was valid. There's no valid reason for me not to take this trade. All 5 of your confirmations are in order. We swept Asians low and it's in line with daily bias. There's no reason for you not to take this trade. So I'm going to delete all this stuff now. So literally all I did was simple. Place my entry just on the top of the candle. I did actually use my fib levels to get a more revised entry, but that's not really as relevant. And I just aimed for a simple 1 to 3. So if you're taking a setup, this would have been clean. 1 to 3, just like this. However, I aimed only for a 1 to 3 because I am in drawdown on some of my accounts and I just wanted to get back to break even. That's why I aim for a 1 to 3. However, because I know the daily bias is bullish coming up to the previous day's high, which I had marked up earlier, the previous day's high was actually a very solid target to hit. And spoiler alert again, it actually got hit. So this just goes to show you can be a bit more adventurous when you're looking to place your take profit. But always, you know, consider your situation. Is it ever worth it going that extra mile to get that extra percentage out of the trade, especially when you're in something like drawdown? How would you feel if the trade went up to a 1 to 3, reversed against you, and then came and hit your stop loss? I knew in this particular situation, I would rather take the 1 to 3, so I just took my 1 to 3. So I'm just gonna place it, and you guys see how it went. Also, another thing, this was on Thanksgiving Day, and I know a lot of traders or gurus or whatever tell you not to trade bank holidays, but I found that bank holidays are actually very profitable with my strategy. So I wouldn't really tell you not to trade bank holidays. Don't cancel it off as a day. Always come to the market, see what it gives you. If it gives you something nice, take it. If it doesn't, leave it. Don't force a trade, especially on a bank holiday. Okay, so I'm just gonna place the trade and show you guys. Obviously, you guys know it was a win, but for the people that like the satisfaction of seeing it play out, I'm just gonna do it for you guys. I like seeing it play out as well sometimes. So yep, it was literally very simple. Price came back, pulled back. It touched my entry at like 3 o'clock, and I don't think my take. Also, yeah, it came very close to my stop loss, and this is why you always cover the low. It came very close to this stop loss, but the low was covered, so I wasn't really scared. If it broke this low, the trade is no longer valid anyways. So that's why I always cover the low. But as you can see, price entered, it reversed off, and it shot up to that take profit. It played around for a long time as well, by the way. It was really struggling to break these highs, but then finally, or eventually rather, it broke through and hit my take profit. So that was really it for this trade, guys. It wasn't anything really complicated. The back testing trades you probably see me take are a lot more complicated or require a lot more analysis than this type of trade. But if you can really master the back testing trades, when you come onto live market, if you see a setup like this, you're not really gonna struggle because it's just clear and textbook. But yeah, that's really it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching, and peace.